Hi, Aries. Welcome to your October 2015 Tarotscope. It's Raina here. And I think that for those of you who are in long term relationships, the first few weeks in the month of October will be very romantic. The sun will be shining all of its warmth into your sector, seventh house of long term relationships. And this also bodes well for any work relationships that you have that need attending to. The new moon will be in this sector as well on the 12th of October at 19 degrees of Libra. And so this points to new developments in long term relationships. If you are currently dating, this might be around the time when you decide to take things to a more serious level. Venus will be in the fifth house until the 8th of the month. And so you might be meeting people that you can form some sort of relationship with in the future. You might be falling in love, some of you, and you might be seen as very attractive, and you might be seen by others as very attractive and a potential love partner. This has been going on for a bit of time, so this may have already occurred, and that would be lovely as well. And then Venus goes into your sixth house on the 8th of the month, and you will want to do something to make yourself healthier because the sixth house deals with health as well as your workplace, daily routines, your workload. And Mars is already there, so you might be already something of a workaholic at this time. There may be a lot of just actual work that you have to do, but that means that you're making money, so that's good, right? And there's going to be a full moon in Taurus that occurs on the 27th of October at 3 degrees of Taurus. And this is in your second house. So this is a money time. This is a time when you might see some new development in your earned income, whether it's you getting some kind of a raise, and that is showing up as you getting a bonus or a raise. And if you have your own business, you might just get an uptick in clients. But that's a wonderful time to increase your income and also to think of ideas on ways to increase your income. Now, Jupiter will be in your sixth house for a whole year, so you will likely be blessed with good health. And with Venus and Mars in that house as well, this would probably be a very good time, some sort of transformation of your physical health, a great time for a new diet, for new fitness goals, and that sort of thing. But you will have the blessing expansion of Jupiter for a whole year that will increase your workload, increase your well being on a physical level, and maybe even give you the kind of freedom or at least expansion in terms of your workplace. So maybe it will be something where if you've worked in an office, you'll be able to get flex time so that you can sometimes be at home and not have to commute, and that this is some kind of a blessing or an expansion for you because you have a sense of freedom. Now, the cards that I picked for you, Aries, are very interesting. The first card relates to your current state, and it was the Five of Swords. So, this is really a card where someone might have been quite underhanded with you, and you are kind of feeling the effects of that. I say that somebody did it to you because it could also be you doing such a thing, but I really don't find that Aries people are underhanded. I think that as a whole, your sign is a very noble sign in a lot of ways. I kind of give it to Aries sometimes for the aggressive tendencies, but I really believe that there is an overall sense of integrity about the sign of Aries. Now, this could also mean that you or somebody else has been acting in a way that is rather, for lack of a better word, shit stirring, you know, trying to cause trouble for some reason. And I do think that that's possible that some Aries people would engage in this type of behavior because it's kind of like embedded in your DNA to be a warrior. And if there's nothing happening, you will try to cook up some battle so that you can kind of exercise your um, tendencies in that area. So this is, I've used the word trollishness before, uh, but I also think that if you can channel it, it's better to kind of like, even if you had to box, I don't like boxing, but I mean something that is very vigorous and physical rather than engaging with other people. Now, if you feel that you are the one on the receiving end of this kind of aggression, then the card is suggesting that you change up. You know, it's a five, so it relates to changing and changing your tactics and kind of going somewhere else away from the conflict. And Aries people don't shy away from conflicts, they actually welcome them. And as I said, sometimes even try to instigate these fights. But if somebody is really kind of bullying you, which I find hard to believe, but it's anything is possible, then there are two possibilities, which kind of seem like obvious and not very much of a revelation. Either you need to go away from it or you need to stand up for yourself. So I'm covering all the bases, right? But no, really, I mean, that's really the case. So depending on who you are, because this is a general reading, obviously, this isn't covering every single last one of you. And this is the time when I say, if you want a personal reading that is tailored to your specific astrological birth data, and I do a personal spread for you, you can click on the link below. I really think that for those who have been embroiled in conflict, that it is better to probably separate yourself from that situation, because any kind of conflict, even though it seems cathartic and all that jazz, eventually can wear people out because there's a negative element to it. It's not just a matter of asserting yourself. If that were the case, then that is a wonderful thing to do. And if that applies to you, then God bless you and go for it. But if it's something that is a chronic problem and you're addicted to the battle, then you have to ask yourself, why am I doing this? What is the end game? Am I just enjoying the conflict, which is negative attraction? The message from the universe is the King of Wands, and this is really a card of the consummate leader. And I get back to that Five of Swords as somebody who is kind of instigating conflict. A lot of times, people don't realize that their power comes from or I should say, their strength comes from a quiet place. It's not necessarily someone who is full of bluster, strutting around, kind of acting like they own the joint, but somebody who is very generous, tolerant, and who doesn't try to impose their will on other people, but just serves as an inspiration, because the wands relate to fire signs, and fire signs represent enthusiasm, inspiration, creativity, and things of that nature. And in order to be the kind of leader that actually an Aries is called to be, as a cardinal sign, you are put here to be leaders, but you have to do so in a proper way and not be tyrants, not go into that dimension. And so this card is telling you that you can be a leader without being a tyrant. And this depends on the particular situation. This might be in your home, this might be on the job. I'm keeping it general for obvious reasons. The advice cards are two major arcana cards, the Chariot and the Moon card. And I kind of link these in terms of a one pointedness. This is a great time to really master the art of intentional creation, co-creation. The Chariot, I'm kind of thinking of the Magician card, but the Chariot is really about marshaling your forces and focusing on one thing, even though there may be a lot of stuff going on around you that would draw you away from what you're trying to accomplish. And with that Five of Swords, that might be indicating that right now there is a kind of a battle going on, or some kind of a distracting element in your life that is actually begging for you to focus on your intentions and not allow yourself to get dragged down into the petty fighting, so that you can manifest your dreams. And the Moon card is a card of the unconscious, but also of going within and psychic ability, mysticism, that sort of thing. And so you can harness this um, kind of spiritual energy if you meditate, if you still the mind. And this is part of being able to focus, is being able to get rid of that monkey mind, which keeps us jumping from thought to thought. And if you do this, the outcome is a Queen of Swords. And forget about the fact that it's a queen, because even if you're a man listening to this, it just refers to that kind of feminine principle, or the yin energy, which is an internal energy. But with the Queen of Swords, it's a card that really deals with being detached and logical in your thinking patterns. And as a fire sign, you are emotional, you're very passionate, and that passion can derail you if you do not rein it in. Especially as an Aries, you have um, a very passionate nature. So you have to kind of temper that. And this, by meditating, by focusing, the Chariot and the Moon cards advise this, you can become this Queen of Swords, and you can really cut through all the BS that may be going on around you, and remain detached and remain logical to achieve your goals in October. So I hope you enjoyed this, Aries, and I wish you a great October. Bye.